Hi, everyone.
Hello, 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 everyone. How are y'all doing this afternoon?
I'm good.
You're, I'm hot.
I'm actually, well, I'm hot sitting in this sweater, but,
hmm
you know, little tank top, I said, ooh, I better, be a little more modest. And I was not putting on another shirt.
No, I don't
Mm-mm.
blame you. Don't
No,
blame you.
no,
Well,
it's
it is already 96 degrees here, but it feels like 102.
I
And
was like, I
even
just
the
had my,
dogs, even the dogs are not wanting to stay outside more than just a few minutes. And they come back in, their tongues are hanging out right, way down here. Hello, my sweet Olga. How are you doing, sweetheart?
so it's 84, feels like 88. And since Olga, my love, is here, that would be 29 Celsius, but feels like 31 Celsius.
Ugh, ugh.
That, ugh.
Yeah.
So, hey there, darlings. It's good to see you. So, Olga, I love you. I'm glad to see you. Hello, Kimberly, and I think that's our Jinky Jen.
Hello,
Because you
Kimberly. How are you doing, sweetie? And DB, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
YouTube did an update. And so now instead of seeing the names they want us to see, what we
Right.
are seeing is their YouTube handles.
Oh, that's neat. Hello, Leslie, sweetheart. Hot and
Hey,
ending the
Leslie.
fever. So, going to jump in the shower real quick. Oh, sweetheart. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Zoila. You're at -4 Celsius. Bless
Oh,
your
my
heart.
goodness.
At 28 Celsius and 32 Celsius tomorrow. Dinky Jen, that's going to
Wow.
be burning hot.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Goodness gracious.
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Kim, it's good to see you.
Yes.
Yes, I knew it was you, Jen.
Oh, well, cool. How are you doing, sweetie? Hello, Michelle. How are you
Hey,
doing?
Michelle.
Nancy. She's working
Nancy.
on a crochet gingerbread man. Oh,
Oh,
I bet that's gonna be darling.
but that's adorable. You're getting ready for Christmas in July.
Yes, she
Look
is.
at that. Oh,
Laura,
Greeny
sweetie.
D. Hey, Greeny D and Laura. Good to see you all.
Hello,
And
Granny D.
we love you, Greeny D. You know we love you. And thank you so much each and every week. This is
Yes.
for our sweet Greeny D. Well, Greeny D, you listen away. You do what you
That's
got to
why.
do.
I'm sure
Not a
she's gonna go fix herself another cup of coffee, probably take care of some essentials, and then get ready to be snuggled back in her chair.
I'm drinking pure leaf unsweetened tea. And let me tell you, it is so good. Oh, I love it.
Yep, I love peach tea.
Yes. What it's done, Jen, is YouTube has now put your YouTube handle as your
Yes.
name.
Yeah.
That's all it did. That's your
Thank.
YouTube handle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into YouTube Studio and you can change your YouTube handle.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome,
Um,
awesome. Whoop, whoop. Yep.
uh-oh. She went to jail. Why? Goodness.
You had to get to Zoila out of jail. Oh
Goodness.
my goodness.
Mm-mm-mm.
What had happened? I
Yeah.
would need to know. Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Suzanne, sweetheart. How are you doing today?
Hi,
Well, I
Suzanne.
am drinking Dr. Pepper zero sugar cherry flavor. Yum.
Yummy.
Yep, it
Sounds
is. I
awesome.
love it, love it, love it.
Well, when I finish the pure leaf, no sugar, I am drinking Liquid Death Rest in Peach, which has sugar in it either, and no artificial sweeteners, nothing
mm-hmm.
artificial. It is sweetened with agave.
Oh,
I
wow.
like that. It's got real fruit juice in it. Love it. Hello, Pat. It's good to see you.
Hello, Pat. How are you doing, sweetheart?
So I'm enjoying seeing everybody's YouTube handle. I'm
Yeah.
actually liking this. It's kind of fun for me. And Because sometimes I go, ooh, who's that?
Yeah.
But I knew Jen just by her icon. And hello, Nifty.
Hello, Nifty Sweet Pea. How are you doing?
Oh,
Oh.
Nitty Beanies. My tea's on ice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Yes, YouTube is going a little crazy.
Yeah, lost its
But
mind. I do agree.
they did a big update, and that was in the update. So maybe they'll go back and fix it. I don't know.
Nah, not them.
It's crazy.
Oh, Pat, she still has 6 puppies left. Goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness, that's a that's a lot of work. You
Especially
don't need
since
all
they're
that
all the
work.
same age and they're little.
You don't need all that work. Bless your heart.
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness gracious. So far we've had a really good weekend. My husband's birthday was the 27th, and our daughter's birthday is today. She
Goodness.
is 30 years old.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
can tell you, my husband turned 55. So we have had a whole weekend of birthdays, and it's been a lot of fun. The puppies are 8 weeks old.
Oh my
Fantastic.
goodness.
Yes, that is exactly why, Zoila. That's exactly why they did it, because there can only be one of your handle. There
That's
can't
right.
be handles.
Yeah.
That is why they did it. But it is so cool having two birthdays like that. It's not cool on the pocketbook,
No.
but fun having a whole weekend of birthdays.
Right.
Yeah. So we've had all kinds of cake, and
Oh.
hubby, I have no idea what he's getting himself. He hasn't told me yet.
Ah.
So I don't know. But I did get him a baseball glove and a Tunisian crochet blanket um, from Michael's Etsy shop. So he already received those at Father's Day, and he knew that was for his birthday too. So he did
Okay.
enjoy it.
So I never heard about the baseball glove. Is that what you said?
Yes, he got a baseball glove. Yes,
Why?
because he wants to play pitch with our grandson.
Okay, okay, okay. I just thought maybe he was getting ready to join a men's league or something like that.
No, no, he wants to, toss the ball with our grandson.
No, that's great.
Yeah, we have to get a smaller glove for our grandson,
Okay.
but he got himself a men's glove, so he's good. But finding a smaller glove is a little,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Especially a
The
good
adult,
quality one,
yes,
for
yes.
littles. Yeah.
He got a Rawlings for himself, and it's
Right.
already broken in. It's really nice, but finding a good quality one for Dakari, it's going to be a little harder.
Okay. Is Dakari right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed,
Okay.
yeah, but
Okay.
we're going to find it.
Pat says she's still
Oh,
working on a baby blanket, drinking sweet iced tea, and it's 92 degrees here in Suffolk, Virginia. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Woo!
does it depend on whether you use StreamYard, Restream, or YouTube? Um,
She's talking about because she said in Granny D's live it didn't use this handle.
oh, I don't
Yeah,
know why.
yeah, I don't know
I don't know
either.
why I did that, Jen. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Amy.
Hello, Amy, sweetheart. How are you doing?
Pat is still working on a baby blanket. She's
Mm-hmm.
got sweet iced tea, and it's 92 in Suffolk, Virginia. It
Yeah.
is 88 degrees in southwestern Virginia in the mountains, and we have no
Wow.
breeze.
Yeah. See, we have no
No
breeze
breeze.
here either. We had a little bit earlier this morning, but not this. No, not now. Mm-mm.
And that's unusual because normally we have wind all the time.
Right.
And not having wind lately is unusual. Not a problem, heard that. So
Yes. Take care of
yeah,
what you need to, sweetheart.
yeah, it's been really strange not having a breeze. Oh, making some black bean chicken chili. I wouldn't
Oh,
mind
that
having
sounds
some of
good.
that.
Oh,
You
I
could sense the
know.
action. I had a spoonful of peanut butter before the live. That black bean chili sounds really good right
It
now.
really does, doesn't it? Yeah. We're gonna
That's
have
way better.
we're gonna have
Oh,
hamburgers and hot dogs this evening with the family. So yeah.
I have no idea what I'm having for supper. He didn't mention.
Uh-huh.
If my phone rings, it's because he's asking what I want.
Well, be
You
sure
know,
and tell him since he'll be out.
yeah, I didn't. I told him I didn't want anything. I want like subs or cold cuts or something
Right.
because it's
Something
been so
cool.
hot.
Yeah.
Yes, but he doesn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do y'all think of our title, Altering Patterns?
Yes. And so you all know where I'm going with this, guys. Okay. Now,
Nice.
I do have a little bit of a different presentation, but as you can see from my background, I'm not uh, at my table. But I mean, it all it's going to do is just mean that we will carry this conversation over into next week. But it didn't matter where I was going to be, whether in here in the bedroom, because some family has already shown up, or at my table. We were going to start out with, here it
The,
comes, when we're
the
talking
bad word,
about the right, that one word you all hate to hear.
swatch.
That's right, gauge swatching. Look at Suzanne. She's working on a crochet top. It's beautiful out here in Ottawa, Canada, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is one of the there you go, Zoila, reasons why you need to have a gauge swatch when you are looking at having to alter a pattern. Because, not every creator or designer, when they make a pattern, hello, Martha, sweetheart.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us.
Um,
Uh,
1 minute. Zoila, the reason it's some channels and not others is because YouTube has only updated some of us. They will get through the update and everybody. Just some of us have been updated and others of us haven't been. That's all
oh,
it
that
is.
makes sense. Okay,
Yeah, that's all.
that makes
I'm sorry.
sense. No, that's all right.
But
Um,
swap.
yes, swatch. Here we go. Not all creators, designers give you more than one size on the pattern. In other words, like for me, when I make a pattern, it's either a extra large or a 2X, depending on the structure of the pattern. Michelle says, I would don't mind altering. I would rather alter than swatch. It makes the clothes fit better.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
yes, but the reason why I harp so much on swatching is that it saves you from having to do so much altering of the pattern quote as you go. Um, and as I said, many designers don't offer um, different stitch counts in the pattern for
Oh,
you. They expect you to be able, if you are looking at their pattern, they expect you to be able to alter it yourself. So
yes.
that comes in with the second part that we will talk about next week. To be honest, I wish I was taught that swatching is so important because I'm learning that now. Yes, it doesn't matter if you're making something for yourself, something for someone else, whether it's a baby item like a little cardigan or a all-in-one onesie or something. If it's especially if it is a wearable, folks, you truly need to swatch it. I am bad for swatching, but don't make many clothes. I kind of check when I do the first few rows if it matches. And technically, when you stop and think about that, Martha, you are swatching in a sense. Um, but here's the other reason for the swatching, folks, and it especially goes along with the idea of if your item is made in a, let's say, 3-week super wash merino. but you don't want to use that. Maybe you're allergic to wool, or you just, you don't want to use that fabric at all. So you switch over to, say, a cotton blend. Well, the stitch pattern is going to, I mean, not the stitch pattern, excuse me. The item itself that you're making is going to be different, not only because of your tension with the yarn that you've chosen, but simply because that's not what the original pattern was made with.
Right.
So, yeah. And if you change sizes, instead of a 3-weight, you want to use a 4-weight. Instead of the 3-weight, you want to go down to a 2-weight. So it's very, very important that you take the time to swatch. Now, Froggy has an example for us here of what she is doing. Just a minute, let me make you big.
So in mine, for my example, y'all know I am doing a contest project. The original pattern was done in cotton, that is a 2-weight. Well, I am working with a merino wool, superwash merino wool, that's a 3-weight. And believe it or not, I actually swatched. I'm like, I know I got a piece of the swatch left. It was much bigger. I actually pulled and worked from it. It was much bigger, and I worked off of it to crochet part of the frog. But I did this in a C hook to see how it would look and if my stitches would be small enough so that you wouldn't see through it. I'm waiting for it to, there it is. And so I swatched. Yes, for an amigurumi, I swatched. My reasoning for doing it with an amigurumi is because I want to make sure that I can't see through my stitches.
Right.
So that the fiber, the polyfill won't go through my stitches. So
hello,
there is
Dawn.
that.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Dawn. And then um, in the pattern, there's pants for my character. And it said to chain 71 or 72 and go back and single crochet across, and then to wrap it around the frog, and it'll overlap 4 stitches will overlap. I did that and it was way too big. So I had to do it again, and this time I chained 56 and overlapped it, and now it overlaps with the chain of 56. So mine is done with 56, 56 chains and 55 stitches. And so swatching can make a huge difference, and altering the pattern makes a big difference as well.
Yes.
I didn't alter the pattern here or with the legs, but I did alter it here going up to the neck because I wanted it to fit my dowel. But sometimes I didn't even alter it for the head, and I think it looks like a freaking alien. When I put the eyes on, it won't look like an alien when I put the eyes on. It looks like an alien with that bump on its head. It needs more polyfill, and it needs its eyes on. But I wish I would have altered the head, but I
right.
did not. I do the
There you
swatch.
go, Zoila.
Yeah. If you don't swatch, you're gonna have to frog it later. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Seika, so much, Sandra. If I didn't, if I wasn't careful and I just went by the pattern, this frog would have been swimming in his britches. I mean, they were like way, way out there like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hello,
And
Sandra.
I had only done 3 rounds, thank goodness. But this fits him. And it overlaps 4 stitches so that I can put the snap in and he'll have a snapped pair of breeches. But you have to remember, always pay attention and alter the pattern as you need to. I did say swinging breeches. I did. But you never know when you have to alter the pattern. I altered my pattern. It called for um, amigurumi eyes, the safety eyes. I made
Mm-hmm.
my own eyes. You know, just the black pupil. But I made my own eyes. You can alter a pattern in many different ways.
Right.
But doing an amigurumi and making a swatch to make sure I had the correct hook
Yes.
so that I wasn't too big of a hook to where all of my stuff would go through,
Right.
stuff it.
Well,
So you
and
have
too,
to,
with swatching like you were doing for your amigurumi, um, many times if you use cotton,
yeah.
the hook that you use for the amigurumi is going to be different than what you would use with an acrylic, or like what we're having to use with our projects for Hearts on Fiber, the 3 weight superwash
Oh,
merino. Even I had to go down a hook size, and I don't normally go below an E.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I've had to. I had to go down to a C and a D.
yeah,
Um, I'm actually surprised, but I did.
right.
Um,
Leslie said increased rounds and up the hook for a kit I'm working on, working the exact instructions, and it was half the size they stated it would be. Wow,
wow,
that is really off.
that
That's
is
crazy.
that is off quite a bit. Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Jen. Y'all will see it before I submit it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I'll let you guys see everything when it's all put together. But it shows you that had I not swatched
Yes.
and it went with my go-to hook, which is an E, uh,
Mhm.
there'd be all kinds of holes and the polyfill would just pop right out.
Right.
So even with amigurumi, I swatch. It just I know people hate it, and then y'all think it's a bad word, swatch.
Mhm.
Oh, but I swatch all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything I do, I swatch. Now I don't swatch a dishcloth,
No, and I
but
don't swatch a blanket. No,
no.
I don't do that, or lap gans or anything like that.
Well, some I can't say I don't because sometimes I do, um, because I don't want to have too small a hook, like
Right.
a 5 millimeter, as opposed to maybe a 6 millimeter. So sometimes I will do a small swatch.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it makes a difference.
Right.
So swatching is he's gonna have the big eyes.
Yes. Oh, great, Leslie. She says, I'll share the finished object on my post when it's done. The rest is working out fine. Well, that's good.
Wonderful,
Um,
wonderful. I like that. Write the word drop, Leslie, so people can go to your channel and
yes,
check out
ma'am.
your post. But I think swatching is the one thing that people got out of the habit of doing,
Yes, it is.
is the most necessary thing,
Right.
especially for garments.
Mhm. And another reason to swatch is
Right out the head.
I know.
Well,
I'll think of it in just a minute.
you'll come up with it. First off, you want to make sure you got the right hook size. Second off, you want to see if the colors play well together or if your stitch looks good with that yarn.
There you
So
go. That's what it was. Uh,
there's more than just size.
yes. Another thing is, I think where a lot of people get into trouble is when you're swatching, you need to swatch with the stitch that's going in the pattern. Many will saw, hello,
Hi
Miss
Tracy.
Tracy. How are you, sweetheart?
Hi
Many
Tracy.
people will swatch just using either a single or a double crochet, and that's what they swatch with. I don't know where that idea got started,
No.
but if your pattern
This,
calls for you to,
there's
um,
a there's a reason it's in a circle.
right,
And that's because I was going to have to work in the round,
Right.
a spiral. That's why my swatch is done in the round in the spiral, because most of my character is in the round and in a spiral.
Right.
I wish I hadn't frogged so much of it, but it actually started going into like a hat,
Yeah.
which the head is made that way and stuff. But that, hey Sherry,
Hello, Sherry. How are you doing, sweetheart?
but that's what I did. That's why I swatched that way. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I do my swatches in my stitches, and if it's going to be something in the round, I swatch in the round.
Right.
I don't swatch in a square
No.
if I'm not working in a square.
Right.
You
Um,
know,
for
doesn't make sense.
example, if your pattern calls for a, let's say, a shell stitch, then look within the pattern. Many times, a shell pattern, depending on if it's going to be a 3 or a 5, whatever, or if it's going to be a double crochet shell or a half double or even a treble shell, they will show you in your special stitches how that they want that shell to work. So when you're swatching, you need to use that main stitch. I'm sorry, I've been
You're
playing with,
okay.
well, my nose is itching because I know I've got fiber fill up my nose. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So you need to make your swatch built around the main stitch of your item, whatever that might be, because two, your tension is going to show you if you're going to make gauge for that particular item. And so, like I said, many people will just do a swatch, say a 4x4 or a 6x6, using the single crochet or the double crochet. And many times, our items that we are working with are not just double crochet items. So, you really
Right.
need to take a moment, find out what your main stitch is, and then work your swatch up using that.
Sherry, Sherry got caught up deep cleaning the kitchen, and Zula said, "If you're still in the mood, come on
Oh,
over."
yeah. Yeah. Come on, girlfriend. Yep.
That's funny. Oh, Tracy, you're
Tracy,
amazing
sweetheart, thank you so much.
so much. This is for Tracy.
You are
You're
so
all
lovely. Thank you.
that's
Thank you. I hate cleaning the kitchen. That's supposed to be Christopher's job.
awesome. You know
Just,
what? I will clean anything and everything, but I don't like washing dishes. You are awesome, Tracy. Thank you so much. And I haven't forwarded on what you sent me, Tracy, but it'll get forwarded on. But you are awesome.
yes, ma'am. Thank
So
you so much. That was so greatly appreciated. Um, so I want to know. I mean, I honestly want to know, if you swatch, do you find it helpful for you? If you don't swatch, share why. I mean, I really am interested as to why people choose not to swatch.
yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Mm-hmm.
It it doesn't phase me one way or the other if you swatch or don't swatch.
No,
I'm just curious.
I'm. I
If you
know that's the
if you
way I am.
don't if you don't swatch, why don't you swatch? And do you swatch? And does it help? So we're waiting for you to answer in the chat
That's
because
right.
I want to hear it. I'm
That's right.
nosy.
Now it's your turn to talk, folks.
Yeah, I'm nosy because I've just always done it. It was ingrained in my head when I was very young,
Me too.
and I mean, just very ingrained in my head. Um, and actually, my Oma actually told me to save all my swatches and to make blankets out of them. And I actually stopped doing that when I started using hand dyed yarn
Right.
because I wanted to use the swatch from the hand dyed yarn.
Mm-hmm.
But you never did. Oh, but you do now, Olga. That's great.
And
Sola
that's what
said I'm
Taylor
swatching.
said.
I'm swatching more and more. I didn't know about swatching until we spoke about it. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, it
Tracy,
depends
that's
on what
right.
you're making. Okay, she depends on what she's making. Okay.
And then
Normally you don't
Leslie, because you
it may,
said it matches up well. Well, that's good.
right? It's because
I
I want to get
understand
straight
that,
to the
Dawn.
project.
Yeah.
I get it.
Uh,
I would be that way too. I understand. Because, a lot of times I am very anxious to start my project.
right, me too.
Yeah. Yes. And Sherry said I was never taught to swatch. The first time I did, I made a sweater and it fit great. My grandmother died before she could teach me that. Bless you. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Jen said, I don't swatch because I don't care what size it comes out. Plus, most things I make aren't swatchable worth it. Okay.
Well, like I said, I don't swatch a blanket. I don't swatch a scarf. And many times, unless I am creating a new hat, I don't swatch. Um, but I can tell you, folks, that by not swatching, I've gotten myself into more trouble than if I don't swatch.
Really, Martha? I love that. Now, Martha, you're explaining it. Thank you. Martha said, just because being a total lefty learning in the pre internet days, I just didn't do clothes or etc. because everything was inside out. I don't
Ah,
do dolls, etc. Mom was very talented, so she didn't swatch. I understand that. I don't think swatching has to do with your talent.
no.
Um, I don't think that has to do with it at all. Personally, I mean, between the two of us, we have over 100 years experience.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think it has to do with our talent.
Yeah.
I just don't want to mess up.
Right. Well, me too. And like Tracy is saying, I think it's down to the type of yarns you're using, or the size needle or hooks you're going to use, and your tension. We knew what you meant, Tracy.
I know
See,
what you meant. Yeah,
that is the reason why I stress swatching so much,
yeah,
especially if you're not going to use the recommended materials that comes along with the pattern. And
yes.
many of us like to do our own thing. Many of us are don't like cotton. So we will avoid it like the plague.
I
Now, not me,
avoid
'cause I
cotton.
love.
I'm a cotton avoider. That's me.
Uh-huh. So she will use other types of yarn. So that's why it's very important for her to swatch, because,
Yes.
you know, the yarn is going to act differently.
Well, what a good example of the difference. I'm actually going to show you. All right, here's your cotton. This is cotton. This is
Hmm.
tishy. 100% cotton. Okay. Cotton has no stretch. There's
Right.
no stretch here. None. No stretch. But this wool, this is a superwash wool. It does stretch.
Oh, yeah. You
It's
can see it right there.
it's very boingy. Um, I have an acrylic. Okay, I'm like, where's the acrylic? Where's the acrylic? The acrylic even this has the same boingy
Yeah.
stretchiness. But that cotton, no, there is
Hmm.
not. So there's your reasoning as to why I like one over the other. Also, this dries my hands out,
Ah.
but there's more stretch when it comes to acrylic and wool.
Hmm. Sure
Not a
is.
lot of stretch, just a little. No, but she had the experience to just know what she was doing without the pattern. She could start and know with the yarn and do it while watching TV. That's fantastic. I could do it while watching TV. Um, Actually, I don't see what I'm working on. I crochet blind. I can crochet in the dark. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, but see, your mother had the years of experience.
Yes.
But for newbies coming onto the scene, I think it's very important that we help them to understand the importance of swatching, especially when you're making garments. And because they're not familiar with how different yarn types work,
Right.
um, I I just cannot stress enough
Oh,
how I
absolutely.
feel about the importance of the swatching.
Oh, yeah. I am very, I wanted to swatch this because I didn't know. um, if I would be able to see through it or not.
Right.
Not that
And
I can see through it, but
And Tracy
always
also brings up another good point. You also have to look as to how it washes by hand or machine with your different types of yarn, because that's the
will.
next part of swatching. Once you build your swatch, you need to take the time to wash it however you're going to care for that item once you get finished with it. So
And
that's the second part of the swatching.
right. So here's where experience comes in. I have worked with this brand, this particular yarn, so I do know how it will behave washed. So I
Right,
do not have to wash it.
right,
However, this brand of yarn, I had to swatch and wash and dry and see how it would behave.
right.
It was no different than having to, hang on, I'm getting it. It's stuck on a doll. This yarn, that when it had to be swatched, stuck on my doll. Hang on, there we go. This yarn, when it
Oh,
was
yes.
washed, this was washed. It washes fine, but do not put it in the dryer.
No.
This does not go in the dryer. This is somewhere on there.
There it
Karen,
is.
don't put this in the dryer. Now, yes, I read the instructions, but I still swatch it and I still wash it and I still dry it to see what it behaves like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want that in my, I want to know that. That's in my file in my
Right.
head. Do not put this in the dryer because it
Yeah.
ruins it.
Martha
This,
says, yes, that is what I mean. She had that experience, and why I didn't do clothes. I have frogged lots. So people without experience need to learn all that. That's right. That is exactly right.
absolutely, absolutely. But that, yeah, I don't put them in the dryer. I will wash them on gentle.
Hmm.
Sometimes hand wash them, and then they line dry.
Right.
And I can take a bristle brush and brush them back out, and they're just as fluffy.
Hmm.
A soft bristle brush, by the way,
Yeah.
and they're just as fluffy as they were before. So you have to be very careful with how you launder them, and swatches are the best with doing that instead of a full garment.
Right. And then finding out that, oh my goodness, this didn't work, this didn't turn out. And um, just like I said, I know that it's a dirty word in the crochet knitting circles, but I I just think it's something we need to hammer.
We do. Yes, don't put them in the dryer, Zoila.
No.
Yeah, you're much better off line drying them.
Yes.
Oh, bless you, Martha. I had no clue.
Yes. I hope you'll let
Yeah,
us know next month when it's getting close.
yeah. Let us know. I'll get Maureen
Um,
to sing to you.
but well, no, we'll get the something over here to sing
the
to
video
you.
clip. The video clip. You made many jumpers or items of clothing over the yarn, but still look at the label. I do look at. I'm not saying I don't read the label, Tracy. I do
Right.
read the label, but I want to see how it behaves when I wash and dry.
Mm-hmm.
And when I dry stuff, I dry on medium or low. I never dry on high. I do want to
July the
see how.
4th. Excuse me, not
Really?
July 4th, July 24th.
24.
24th.
Oh, I'm gonna be reminding Maureen about
There you
that.
go. Yes. Um, I don't, except for blankets, but even my scarves and beanies, my gloves, anything that I make that's not a blanket gets hand washed and gets either laid out flat or line dry, as some of y'all say, because I have a stand up wooden, um, y'all know what I'm talking about, little, um, where you can hang, drape clothes over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's where yeah, yeah,
a drying.
yeah.
Oh
There you go.
yeah.
Thank you, drying rack.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but yes, you spend all that time in making these garments, especially. And
Making each and every single
mhm,
stitch
yes,
that I treat it just like I do my handmaid's quilts,
oh yeah,
you know, with reverence, and I wash them very gently, and I do care for them. But my swatches I put through their paces.
yes. Martha says so many good quality things get wrecked by putting in a hot dryer. You see stuff at the thrift store. Yeah, because people
Yeah,
didn't take care of it properly.
you do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like to treat my handmade items just like it was something that I bought that had to go to dry cleaners. You know what I mean? There's no way it's going to touch harsh chemicals or anything like that.
Exactly.
Right. So,
I'm very picky. You know, I'm
mhm,
very picky whether I made it or someone else made it. I am
right.
very picky with how it's cleaned. But the swatches, I put them through their paces.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, yes, yes.
because I want to know what's going to happen to that yarn.
Mhm.
Um,
And
what
folks, here's another thing too. Um,
this
when
can't go
you
in
are
the trash.
starting to learn to swatch, get yourself a little notebook and put it, write down. I used this brand of yarn. I made a swatch this size, so many stitches across. I changed, but take the time to get yourself a running journal so
Yeah.
that before long you won't have to swatch every time that
Mm,
you know what I mean? Now you may have to swatch if you come across an unusual stitch or a brand new stitch that you're going to work with, just so that you have it for reference for later on. But journaling is a great way to keep up with how different yarns that you like to use reacted with a certain hook, a certain stitch, and like I said, you won't have to always watch every single time that you get ready to make something. There
yeah.
you go, Nancy. There you go.
I mean, like big twist value.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't have I don't have to do that with a 5 millimeter hook or
Mm-mm.
an hook. I don't have to swatch that with single crochet, double crochet, half double. I don't, because I know
Right.
what my stitch per inch is. So those don't I don't have to swatch. There's a couple other yarns I don't, Red Heart Super Saver, I don't have to swatch because I've done it so many times
Right.
that with certain hook sizes, I know what it is. You get to where you remember those things.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I swatched this particular yarn is because I needed to swatch it in a round to do
Yeah.
the, and
Hello,
I wanted
Beth. How you doing, sweetie?
hey Beth, and I wanted to check out the hook sizes. I
Right.
know what my I know what my stitch per inch is with that yarn with an E hook, but I didn't know what it was with a C hook, and I needed to find out. But
Mm-hmm.
I think keeping a notebook and maybe even keeping your swatch.
Right.
Why not? Unless you're like me and you like to wash it and dry it and put it through
Mm,
paces.
yeah. Well, and
Now again,
I understand when you
don't
yeah, don't use the dryer. I
no,
understand when you get your yarn and you have the pattern, wanting to jump in, and we're always itching to get started on
yeah.
a new project. We really are, but I, you know, I can't hammer it into you guys how much I
Well,
really want you to get in the habit of
it's like wanting
swatching.
to go swimming. It's like wanting to go swimming. I want to go swimming so bad, but please put your bathing suit on first. Get your towel, put your bathing suit on first, then get in the pool. Don't just
Right,
jump in the pool.
right.
I'm saying that. But if you wash and dry your swatch, don't unravel it and start working
No,
from it
no, no,
because
no,
that
no, no.
yarn is washed and dried. The reason I could work from my swatch is because I didn't wash and dry it.
Right.
So remember that. If you want to work
Well, the
directly
other
out of your
thing is
swatch,
too,
wash and dry it.
for your amigurumi, you are probably never going to throw it in the washer and dryer.
No, I can't because of
Yeah.
what's inside of it.
There you go, Sandra. That's another good one. Make sure you know how to swim before you jump in the pool.
That would be a good idea. I agree.
Yeah.
But have some clothes on, please.
Mm-hmm. Something
Don't go.
anyway.
I mean, bathing suit would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And don't dress your man in a speedo. Put him in trunks. I might be blind, but I don't want to see that.
Well, folks, I think that we've already beat this horse to death. I mean, I know that y'all know how we feel about swatching. We
And
honestly
it's
do.
quite dead yet. Wait a minute. Okay, the horse is dead.
Uh, but I want to give you a little take that for next week, when we're talking about altering a pattern, we are going to be looking at patterns and seeing how, because, many times, like I said, when we have had to,
You still
uh,
got a good 10 minutes to fill.
oh, I know. That's why I'm telling them what we're going to talk about
Oh,
next week.
okay. All right.
I'll test out new yarns when I haven't used it, mainly to get the feel of it. There you go, Leslie.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So next week, what we'll be talking about, going along still with the same topic of altering a
Yes.
pattern. Now, I'm not talking about altering it as far as maybe changing the stitch or anything. Like I said in the beginning, many times we will get a pattern and it only has one size. So what if we need it larger or smaller? So next
Yeah.
week, what we'll be talking about as far as altering a pattern is finding the repeat of the stitches that have been used and how we can take that, build our swatch, and then it will allow us to determine from our swatch how we are then to take that information and increase the pattern if we need it larger, or to decrease the pattern to make it smaller. And we'll be looking at 3 different patterns to help you to get an idea of how to work that out for yourself.
If we could, it's not hard. It just takes time.
Yes, Beth says, I'm going to tell you guys what I do. Everything goes into Ravelry. I rarely gauge a swatch, but will add those numbers in my pocket page when I do. That's a good idea. That sure
That is a
is.
good place to keep track of it. I
Mm-hmm,
agree.
sure is.
You
I'm
can keep
just,
track of that. You can keep track of your yarn and everything in there.
but I'm old school, folks. I have to have my little journal or my spiral notebook over here off to the side. I mean, I'm a pencil paper girl, always have been.
It's on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to have it
Well,
to where I could do it because this was before I started this before the internet existed.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Way before that. Mm-hmm. So, however you like to keep it, in a spreadsheet, a photo collection, I've seen where a lot of folks have made their swatch and made their notes off on the side and taken a picture of it and uploaded into a spreadsheet or some kind of album that they have on their computer, which is uh, great, but Maureen has lost too many things out there on the internet. So, I mean, even in cloud storage, yeah. So I'm old school, pencil paper, and that's where I keep it.
That's nice, Beth. If I drop out, it's because of the weather. I'm having a
Okay,
thunderstorm.
okay.
You sound Asian before the internet. I
Yep.
remember before cell phones.
Yeah,
I
me
remember
too.
big brick cell phone.
Hmm.
I'm old.
Yep, I remember when we went to cordless phones. Yeah,
I remember that too.
that's a good idea, Beth. I hadn't thought about that one. I just learned something new that I will probably start going back and doing. She said she even makes notes of mistakes that she's done, so that's great under her
I like
private
that.
notes.
I got to remember to keep notes of my mistakes. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm not always good about that one.
I still have a lot of
You
crochet
make a good
magazines
book,
as well.
Margaret. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have I have quite a few books and I have some work baskets. If you guys remember work
Yes,
baskets,
I do.
I
Yes, I
love work
do.
baskets. I
Nope,
have
nope. Ma'am.
several.
Lacey.
Yes, when we stopped printing phones.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's been some time.
Yeah.
Um, but don't don't overthink it. It's this is going to be okay. You'll be able to alter patterns. you'll be able to look at a sweater pattern and say, I'd like to make a dog sweater out of that. You'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, just taking that stitch pattern and then altering it, you'll be able to do that.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Welcome back, Pat. So it's doable.
Right. It sure
Trying
is.
to think of the right word. Doable is a
Mm-hmm.
good one. It is. I never stop and think about it. I just do it.
Right.
But I don't think about it.
Well, we
I
all
don't
have
think,
a
well, I'm altering this. I don't think that. I just
hmm
do it.
right. So, what is everyone going to be working on the rest of the day? Don't give my Chloe any ideas. She always after my blankets or shawls.
Oh, bless your heart.
Remember when we first had giant cell phones? Then it was cool to have the smallest, tiniest phones. Now we're back to the big ones. I know.
We are. We are
Yep.
back to the big ones. That is correct. I think I stuck it. I don't know where I stuck it. It's
Oh,
somewhere
Dawn's
around.
going to be working on her 4th of July top. Somebody eating this pistachio ice cream. Oh, that sounds
Awesome.
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 Olga's going to be going to bed here in just a little
That
bit.
you are. Olga, I want to get in touch with you in the morning when I get up. Oh, yes. I love some pistachio ice cream. I haven't had some in a while. I'll be
Oh,
eating birthday cake.
what flavor?
He got chocolate cake with white icing because there was no yellow cake with white icing.
Aw.
Bless him.
Pat's going to be
His
working on her baby blanket for her roommate, Christy's first grandson. Oh,
oh,
that's awesome.
awesome, Olga. I miss you. I ain't seen you in a couple days.
Well, I'll
Cool.
be working this evening on one of my uh, mosaic blankets. I got to take a break from my little sprite.
For the contest project. Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to be working on the clothes for the contest project. Tomorrow, I plan to do assembly for
Oh,
the
good.
bra. I plan on putting the eyes on the head,
Hmm.
adding more stuffing to the head, and sewing the head to the body. Um, then I'll finish the trousers off, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I should hopefully be starting the shirt. The shirt's going to
Hmm.
take a little extra because I have to embroider all the flies on it.
Right. Well,
Mm.
I'll get up in the morning and finish out with my little sprite's head, getting it attached to the body. And then I just have a jacket and some sleeves to do. Oh, I do need to put his beard on. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has a beard. This is going to be, I've never done a beard like this pattern calls, where you put each strand on at a time.
Oh, you put it in and
Do a
through
strand.
it through.
Yep,
A large
flip it
large
through.
knot.
Yep, never done
Does it
that before.
does it get brushed?
Yes, after you
Okay.
get it in there. Mm-hmm.
Let me give you this helpful tip. If you're
Mm-hmm.
in hair or a beard, okay, do the one layer, then
Yep.
start combing it out, then the
Yep.
next layer,
Next
then
layer.
comb it out. Because if you go to do it all at once, it's really bad.
Yes,
So
it
just
is.
do the lowest layer first and then, yeah, comb it out.
Yep.
You got a few baby boy things to make ready for your third grandson in September.
Tracy, we're so excited for you, sweetheart.
I'm happy for you. You will be watching a video because you finally have the yarn for your first mosaic blanket. Congratulations.
Oh,
Now,
that is so awesome, Zoila. You are going to love it. I promise you.
that's awesome. And Zoila, I really need you to email me your PayPal information because it got sent back to me. You like
uh,
latch hooking. You made most of your down
yes,
hair
it
like that.
is.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'd much rather crochet the beard and put it on, but anyway,
No,
I'm
I
going to
like
make
the
it
hair when
just
it
like
gets
the
combed out.
pattern tells me to. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Zoila.
Yep, yep, yep.
because it got returned to me. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It
What had
said
happened
return.
was it
Yeah,
didn't
but the
like
way
what
it
you
got
typed in,
returned,
evidently.
it took forever to get returned. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when PayPal returns it, they like walk it back. Hello, Lana.
Hello, Lana, sweetheart. Well, thank
Good.
you so much, sweetie. I'm just glad to know that you were here.
Thank you.
Yep.
She doesn't really have much on her channel, but I don't know. We can get Zola to write drop.
There you go. Mm, Olga's not
Oh,
going to be able to go to bed tonight. You're going to have to call her.
do you want me to call you after the live?
That's what she's saying.
I will give you a call. It wasn't bad.
No, uh-uh.
It was I missed your face. I'll call you. I will call
That'll
you.
be good.
That's all it was. I just I missed your face.
Well,
That's all.
folks, I do hope that you'll join me in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, excuse me, Central Standard Time, 11 Eastern. We're going to be talking about It's a Circus Around Here. And whenever I chose that title, all I'm going to say is being a circus around here was not what it's really going to be about tomorrow. So if
Welcome,
you want
welcome to
to
the big
know, yeah, it's definitely going to be a circus under the big top tomorrow. And it wasn't quite
no,
why I titled it that in the beginning. So be sure you come and watch me for that. Tuesday we'll have bingo over at Carrie's house. So
and
that's
then
right.
Wednesday we'll be at my house.
That's right. So that gets you through to the middle of the week. So we do hope that you will make plans to join us. So Froggy, I'm going to let you go ahead and ship us out of here.
Yes, stay safe, be kind to one another, and happy yarning. I love you all.
Thank you, each and every one of you. You know, I'm sure you think us just saying thank you is just something we ought to do, but we really,
Really
truly
do.
thank you for coming in time after time to sit and visit with us. Let us ramble on about things that we feel like are very important, and you contribute in your thoughts as well. It always warms our heart. Please remember to be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light, your special light that they're waiting to see. We love you guys, and
Love
we'll
you
see you
guys.
next time.
Love
Bye.
you.